Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
And welcome back, everyone. We love our animals, dog, cat, but sometimes you wonder about certain things, even if you've had your bundle of joy there for a while. You wonder, in terms of even walking your dog. Am I doing it right? What better way could I do it to support them? Same thing with cats. Obviously, you don't walk them outside, although I've seen a few people that do put them on leashes. Lots to learn here, and we're going to start there today with a true professional. She's got an amazing pet care business down in the Naples, Florida area called Guoan Swish Pet Care. This is what she does and so much more. It's Kristin Guoan joining us on the program today. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you. So nice to be back on with you again.
Likewise. And we're making you the expert in this category when it comes to pet care services. We think we know what we're doing, but let's be honest. As I don't want to say pet owners, I never want to say that. As they're humans, many of us think we're doing it right, but even when we walk our dog, wondering, am I taking the right amount of time? Every dog is different. What are some baseline things that we should keep in mind, even when it comes to taking your dog out, walking your dog?
Okay. Well, you always want to take into consideration around their age and their health. So, if you're just starting out with a new dog and you don't really have that relationship, set, you want to start out slowly with the dog walking. And what that looks like is starting to build trust between each other. So when we first go out, our main objective is to go to the bathroom. So we want to make sure we're staying focused on not getting distracted and paying attention to each other. They'll look up at us for guidance. That's a good sign that they're really, they value your guidance and they trust you. And we want to try to just, get the basics out of the way first. So we're going to the bathroom, whatever that looks like at whatever time of the day. You'll figure that out with your pet as you go along. And then after you've accomplished the business, then that's when you get to move into more play and fun. And that's where I like to say, they have more of a chance to check their email. So give them a few minutes to sniff the grass or, like adventure around a little bit, stretch their legs. If we have a young dog or an active time, we want to really start exercising, getting into our exercise routine. I firmly believe and have had experience around this, that the more you keep them moving, just like us, the longer they're going to live. So the better job you do at starting to really build that stamina and, really building the strength and being able to stay out for longer walks, the better off they're going to do, the healthier they're going to stay, for sure.
So a couple of things we got going on here. We have the exercise and we have taking care of business.
Yeah.
Focusing on taking care of business. I've heard that you should let your dog lead. Give them free will so they feel like they're in charge. Obviously, if they're going in an area they shouldn't be going in, make an adjustment. What are your thoughts on that?
As far as letting them lead, some dogs need a little bit of space to be able to go to the bathroom. And if that's what we're talking about is when we're actually trying to accomplish that part of the game, then some dogs do need a little bit of space and line to be able to do that. But for the most part, we really want to try to keep them as collected as possible because you just never know. You want to be safe. You don't want them to accidentally run out into the road.
Oh, sure.
Like if they see a bird or something, we want to always be very mindful of their safety. And like you said, like going to safe areas to be able to accomplish that. Yes, I will usually give them a little bit of line to be able to do their dance. They love dancing and spinning and doing all the things. But, after that, typically they're collected because you're going to have more control that way. And they're going to really learn to rely on you more for guidance around which way are we going? How fast are we coming to a stop? Is there a stop, a stop sign? They really learn to listen to that lead, when it comes to the experience of walking together.
Yep.
The more you give an animal the line, the more in control they think they need to be, which really translates to they don't think that how to keep them safe, basically. And what they're always looking for is for us to keep them safe. for us to give them guidance. You give them line that tells them that we don't really know what we're doing. So it's up to you, the dog, to be able to figure that out. And that just creates chaos most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be the leader, but I like to. My dog is a Pomeranian Scottish Terrier, so he is nose. You know, he's sniffing. He's got his direction. I'll set him in the direction, but then from there he's going where he wants to go. He's sniffing. Let me check this out over here. Let me go over here. Let me go over here. And it's all within a safe area. And there are times I got to tell you where I'm like, all right, let's change direction, or all right, we got to wrap this up because I got to go to work or whatever it might be. And sometimes he'll kind of he'll kind of stop for a moment and give me the stink eye, like, hey, this is my time, dude. Give me another minute. And I'm like, all right, I'll give you another minute.
Okay.
If they take a while to go, especially let's say you're in a colder area and it's 6:30 in the morning, is there anything that we can do to speed it up a little bit? I don't think I'm the only one in saying that. Sometimes I can be out there for 15, 20 minutes, and it's like, and I know the routine, but let's move it along.
Yeah. Here. So a really great way to get them to get things moving. Most dogs are specific when it comes to areas or locations. They like to go to the bathroom. It's got all the scents there that they are accustomed to. It's kind of like, us drinking coffee helps us to go to the bathroom, that's they're drinking coffee. So really trying to gear the walk towards those areas where they're used to going to the bathroom the most, and in just really calming your energy down and just allowing them to be present in that space and, do their dance and to move around in that area. When it comes to there being snow on the ground, it's a little different than Florida, but I'm sure that the scents are still there. But the more you can gear them towards the areas they're used to going to the bathroom to, the more likely they're going to be to go. But really, it's about, have you ever noticed when you finally get your dog to go poop, you want to look around and go, nobody say a word. Like, everybody be quiet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. When he's in position, it's like a ticking bomb. Like, let's go, let it go.
Nobody move.
All right. Right. We have it.
That's all about bringing that energy down so that they don't think, oh, we're supposed to be moving. We're supposed to be working. We're supposed to be doing this or that. So you make it to the location where they typically go to the bathroom. You just calm down, drink your coffee. Maybe don't even look at them. Give them their space. And that typically should do the trick to get them to go to the bathroom. If not, then you're just going to have to try again later.
You just gave me a great idea, and it's so ridiculous I didn't think of it, but I should have coffee made because it's usually, and I think this is maybe the same with most dogs, it's the same time every day. Like I could be, except for with the time change this morning, it was an hour difference, and he's staring me in the face like, let's go. Yeah. But I can make coffee. I can walk out there with coffee while he's doing his thing.
Yep. Yeah.
Can you vibe? And we got into a little bit of the pet communication thing last time we got together, but can you send a signal to them, telepathically, if you will? I know we're going a little woo here, but I believe it works. And just say, hey, we need you to go now. We got to get, Daddy's got to get going. Send the signal.
Yeah. So people can either do that telepathically where they're just, they're sending that intention to their pet, or sometimes people will come up with like code words, like it's time to go potty, or, I had a little song for my Jack Russell that I would sing to her that would always get her going. And it was a cue. It's basically just a cue. So you're either doing an intuitive cue or you're doing a verbal cue to get them to go. Yeah, but absolutely. Because it's communication that they know, okay, now is time for me to go. And they also know if they don't go, they're going to go back inside. And then what are they going to do? They have to go to the bathroom. So a lot of times they will get that cue like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom now. And typically will go. Or if you try to get them back inside, they're like, no, I'm not ready yet. I have to go to the bathroom. But if you set the intention with that cue, whether it is, just thought to thought or, verbally, that usually will do the trick.
I get it. And you just bring back thoughts that after he goes poo, it usually is after he's peed for a while, but then he's like, all right. And he starts prancing back. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I did it. But there's sometimes he'll be walking around lifting his leg and nothing's happening. And this is after like 15 minutes. And I look at him like, dude, your pee-pee tank is empty. Come on, let's go. Come on. I know you want to walk around and sniff around, but when nothing's coming out. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you do? And we're getting in the area of behavior here, but when somebody tells you that their dog goes in the house by accident or intentional, whatever it may be, do you have some thoughts about that?
Yes, I do. It really depends on what's causing it to happen. So the questions around that are, is this something new that has just started? If it's something new that has just started, then sometimes that's their way of communicating to us that, hey, I've got something going on. You may want to take me to the vet and get me checked out. You never know. They may have a UTI. They may have a bladder stone.
Yes.
They may have something else going on. Typically, animals, dogs, cats will communicate most through their bathroom habits. So, but if it's a situation where you just have a pet that, is going to the bathroom inside and outside, you can always do the typical, which is trying to get them on a routine or schedule. Or, some people will crate train their pets because most pets don't want to go to the bathroom in a small space, like in their little burrow. Or worst case scenario, if you really run into a tough situation with a pet that just doesn't want to stop going to the bathroom in the house, sometimes we'll just rely on doggy diapers, especially if they're older, we'll do a diaper. And a lot of times that will actually stop them from going to the bathroom. Wow. So it's all about kind of decoding what's going on around the pet, the frequency, how long has this been going on? If it's a behavioral thing, how are you showing up in a way that they're feeling they need to communicate? Are you not spending enough time with them? Are they trying to tell you that? So it's really about taking a look at your own personal behaviors as well. If there's nothing medically wrong, that's the direction I would look. Is, well, what am I doing? How am I showing up? Are they trying to communicate with me that they need something that I'm not providing, that I'm just overlooking?
What a key point there, that their bathroom habits are a form of communication. I'm trying to tell you something typically. And I've heard stories of, some may share a dog due to divorce or whatever it might be. And then, dog's got one routine over there, one routine over here. It can get confusing.
Yeah.
You mentioned crate. Let's say out of nowhere, your dog starts going in the home. Every once in a while, sometimes it takes you might get home a little too late and they just had to go. It happens. But like if you just took your dog out, went in, and then 2 hours later, there's, a puddle on the floor. Somebody told me that you can get a crate, or the crate you had for them, take it down from the attic or whatever, and then put them in that as a kind of a reset, because they're not going to go in the crate. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that is very true. Most animals typically will not want to go to the bathroom in their space, which is why when you're crate training, especially puppies, you make the crate as small as the dog is, because they really don't want to be sitting in their own urine or feces.
Sure.
So a lot of times that will help, unless you truly have a pet that just doesn't care, or it's just really moving through like behavioral stuff. But typically that works. That will typically work for most pets. Yeah.
So your job, this is part of your job, pet sitting, care of animals. You come in contact with so many different animals, and especially, this time of the year, being in an area of Florida where you got a lot of snowbirds and things ramp up this time of year. How do you do that, Kristin? Like every dog is a different personality. Every situation is different. I don't know. I give you a lot of credit because every moment, every hour of your day could be different, when you go to different dogs.
Yeah. Well, that sometimes that's where having, some pretty high level intuition around the different pets really helps. So every house I walk into, I can usually read the animals, read their behaviors pretty quickly, read the environment, and I know how it's about meeting them where they're at. So when you go into a different home throughout the day, like you said, every home is going to be different. So I've got to show up in a different way or with a different level of energy, or availability, no matter where I'm going. Some pets need more than others. Some are in their own world, and it's just about keeping them, safe and contained and, moving. So you really just learn to meet every single animal where they're at. And that usually works. And that provides a feeling of safety for them so they can express and be who they are around you, without anxiety or fear, and then that becomes like a working relationship. So it's almost like a different.
Let's go to cats if we may. I'm sure you take care of them as well. You probably visit them. Owners want to make sure that everything is good. What do you want us to know about cats? I have two, and they're like dogs. So it's almost like an anomaly. So it's almost hard for me to even get in the zone here because they are just very, I'm blessed. I know I'm blessed, in terms of their personality.
Yeah.
But when it even comes to the litter box, anything that stands out for you that maybe we should know as humans with cats?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Cats are extremely sensitive. They're very sensitive to changes in the home, down to changing the litter box can cause a complete disruption of their life. They will start going to the bathroom outside the box, or they'll start marking in other places. They like consistency. They absolutely live for that. You'll see like your cats will walk a certain path throughout the house because they're always manning the house. They're known as the protectors of the home.
Oh my gosh. Can I tell you something real quick about that?
Yeah.
So I put a camera. I had an extra camera. So I was like, all right, let me put it down by the water dish. And I have a little fountain there. So I wanted to see if they're actually using it because one of them likes moving water. So, oh, cool, they're using it. So I take it and I put it up on the counter. And I forgot I still had it active. And then I checked my phone. I never realized how often one cat in particular is just what you said, on patrol. He jumps up on the counter, checking it all out. 10 minutes later, he's back up there again. It's the funniest thing. It's almost as if they don't even know they're doing it, but they're just patrolling, checking things out. Now I know why there's so many pity paw prints up there, and I have to keep wiping the counter, but they're always up there. I never realized. I knew they were up there, frequently, not to that degree. So spot on with that. They're on patrol. They're always on patrol.
Yeah, they are. Yeah. And if you have people come over, you just have to remind them that what they want to do when it comes to cat behavior, especially, is you don't want to ever be the aggressor in a situation. Cats like to come to us.
Yep.
They want to read us first. They want to make sure it's a safe situation. And they're also just their personalities. They want to be in control of the situation first. So allowing your cat to come to the person first, never reaching in like this, but allowing a hand to be smelled. That's one of the number one things is no matter what house I go to, if a cat does offer that type of experience with me, I will give my hand for it to be smelled, and typically they'll drop their head, and at that point you'll know, okay, it is safe for me. It is considered a safe space for me now to move forward with either touching or I've been welcomed in the home. And that's really important because overstepping those boundaries can also cause some disruption with your pets in the home. And cats especially, they hold grudges, they do. They can hold a grudge. They can get easily miffed, if their boundaries are crossed. So yeah, just honoring their space and the way they like to do things is really how to best deal with cats in a home. Mm-hmm.
Once a week or so, I'll clip their front claws just, to minimize scratching furniture and things like that. One of them, he's fine with it. The other one, as soon as he sees the clippers coming, he runs. Yeah. And he's always been a little more skitterish. He's definitely come around, but he's just, not like the other one. To get it done, is it okay to squeeze the back of their neck as like the mama used to do, and the cat's like just like whatever you want to do. Is that okay? I was thinking about that. I'm going to read that and Google it just to like chill him out and get the job done.
So here's how I feel about this, and different pet sitters may feel a different way about it. My Jack Russell hated me doing her nails. And that was not a mountain I wanted to die on, because I didn't want her to associate me with that experience of being contained, of being put in a position where she felt threatened or out of control, where she felt scared. I would never want that to be a part of our relationship. So, it's hard, but either having someone else like a vet tech or a pet sitter come over and do that for you so that your cat doesn't associate you with that is a better idea. Because in that situation, yes, she can scruff the cat, or she or he can scruff the cat and then handle it. But your pet's not going to associate that experience of being handled with you. Because what happens, Steve, is when you start to come, what can happen is when you start to come towards them with that kind of energy, your cat's not going to want to be around you. They're going to want to run.
Yeah.
They're going to know what's coming. They don't associate a pleasant experience with that. So those are my suggestions around that.
I love that. And thank you for saying that. We don't think of that, but there's association. And why do you want to be that person? The cat doesn't know whether you're holding the clippers or not. There's just some times where this one cat will see them in my hand because I just did the other cat's claws and everything was fine with that. But they don't know. So why would you want them to associate, oh, he's coming over here again? I'm gone.
I'm out of here. Yeah.
I'm out of here. Wow. Final thoughts. Any little tips? Any things we should know, dogs or cats?
It's really, Steve, it's just really about listening to them, and paying attention to how they show up every day. And if things start to change or shift around that, then you really want to pay close attention to what might be going on or what they're trying to communicate with us, because they communicate with us all the time. Yeah.
You are so much more than a quote unquote pet sitter. Mm-hmm. You really are. From my heart, I mean that. You are so plugged in to the animals you work with and care about on all different levels. And it's beautiful. It's amazing. Like we talked about animal communication before, and just you connect as opposed to show up, do your job and leave. It's vastly different. It really is. Mm-hmm. Your passion is like off the scale.
Oh, thank you.
Your pet passion. So you're down in Naples, obviously. That's where it all takes place, in that geographic area.
Yes.
What's the best way to find you, Kristin?
You can either go online to Wagon Swish Pet Care. You can find our website that way, or phone call. I always prefer phone calls over anything. Yeah. Text or call. I'm very old school when it comes to that. That's the easiest way to reach me.
Well, that's because that's who you are. You communicate with pets and people.
Yes.
Final question. I got the WAG part. WAG and Swish, Pet Care, name of your company. Why'd you come up with that name?
That's actually a really great question. I take care of domestic animals and farm animals and exotics. Domestic animals all wag their tails, basically. Farm animals swish their tails. So cows swish, horses swish. That's how I came up with it. So Wag and Swish Pet Care, because I'm a pet sitter that can take care of basically any animal on the planet. I've done almost everything on the planet. So
we just learned something here. I didn't know that there was a swish there. A horse would be a swisher?
Yeah, a horse would be a swisher. Yeah. A cow swishes tail.
Is swish just a side to a side where a dog? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. And you said, grabbing the cats the back of their neck like Mama did. Scruff. I forgot about that until you said it. I was like, scruffs, that's the word. Super cool. What's your website again? Just want to make sure.
Okay. Wagonswish.com. It's
Beautiful.
very easy.
I figured, but I just want to double check. Thank you for everything you do and your insight. Truly appreciate it. And looking forward next time we get together.
Yeah, me too. Thank you.
Thanks. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
Hi, this is Terry Crews. actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply STOP to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.